World War I by Alexia Lewis, Jasmine Granados, and Jordan Moya. World War I was the first war to make a global impact and came to be known as the Great War. Many families went into the war joyous and proud, but they were to face a rude reality as they were introduced to what war really does to a society. World War I introduced a new type of war and new weapons. World War I was initiated when Francis Ferdinand was assassinated in Sarajevo on June 28, 1914. After that, Kaiser Wilhelm promised German support for Austria in their attack against Serbia. After that, on July 26, Austria officially declared war on Serbia. Then Germany declared war on France. Germany then invaded Belgium and proceeded to initiate the Schiefland Plan, where Germany went through Belgium and then south to France. And then through a system of alliances, Britain declared war on Germany. This war, however, was very different from any previous war ever fought. With new weapons and better guns that were more accurate from a far distance, soldiers had to find a way to shield themselves and shoot at the same time. Next, introducing trench warfare. Soldiers on both sides would dig vast trenches that spread for miles along the borders. Trenches provided protection from the deadly waves of shells fired from enemy lines. However, before the countries set off to attack their enemy, they needed to recruit soldiers. Many men were encouraged to enlist by their families because of what they perceived war to be. Families saw it as an honorable fight and a great way to serve their country. So through propaganda persuasion, thousands of men and boys signed up to become soldiers with a false dream of a clean and easy fight. On the contrary, they soon learned what war was really like. Where they only saw national pride in the beginning, they soon saw death by enemies, famine, and disease. War was messy, and the soldiers were left with nothing but the lives they took. Britain invaded the Turks at Dardanelles on February 19, 1995. The Ottoman Turks feared their declining power and sought a way to revive the empire. So they searched for a powerful empire to ally themselves with. It was in their search that they found the German advances and their visitor fights. Soon they were eager to join their side of the fight. This marked the reason for British bombardment on the Turkish forts. Many countries turned on one another in an attempt to hold their power. Italy then claimed war on Germany. So then after that, Germany took Warsaw from Russia. Then in May 13, 1916, the Battle of Jutland began. This was a naval battle between Royal Navy's Grand Fleet and Imperial Germany's Navy's High Seas Fleet. It was the largest naval battle with only full-scale clash of battleships. Alexei Brusilov was a Russian general who was known for his war tactics. During the World War I, he created the Brusilov Offense. Brusilov was in control of the Southwest Front and created breakthrough tactics that were deemed quite successful in World War I. It was at the Battle of Somme where the newest weapon made its first appearance. The first active use of tanks was in the Battle of Somme, which started on July 1, 1916. It was in 1917 where new enemies and new weapons joined the war once again. Germany introduced a new way of attacking known as the submarine. Submarines led to less battles on land. 1917 also marked the turning point of the war with the involvement of a new country, the United States. They were the strongest country at the time, and the war would tip in favor of the United States to join. It was on April 6 when the U.S. declared war on Germany. The Battle of Caporetto began on October 24, 1917, and was a battle on the Austro-Italian front. This war was the Austro-Hungarian forces with German reinforcements against the Italian army. The Austro-Hungarian destroyed the Italian front line and forced the Italian army to retreat. December of 1917 also marked the turning point of the war. Russia was originally allied with Western Europe, but on December 5th, Russia signed an armistice with Germany. Not only did Russia sign this agreement with Germany, but Britain also captured a religiously significant city. Even though Britain surrendered to Turkish forces at Tut, they did not completely stop their efforts of invading them. In December, on the 9th, Britain successfully captured the city of Jerusalem. Russia and Germany signed an official treaty removing Russia completely from the war. The treaty was known as the Brest-Litovsk Treaty. Afterwards, Germany continued on to attack Flanders. However, in the Second Battle of Marne, German forces began to falter. It was in this battle on July 15th where the German army started to collapse. Soon on August 8th, the Allies' advances were successful. On September 19th, the Allies invaded Turkish forces at Medigo, and the Turks collapsed along with Germany. Following that in October, Turkey made peace in the war. Finally, in November, Germany signed an armistice with the Allies, which officially ended World War I. It was in 1919 where the three leading powers of the world met in Paris to create a treaty. The United States, France, and Britain each sent one man to represent their country in the making of the treaty. France and Britain blamed Germany for the Great War and wanted to punish the country. On the other hand, the US knew that punishing Germany would not solve the problem and may lead to a future conflict. However, Britain and France were set to punish Germany, so they made the Treaty of Versailles. It placed all the blame on Germany. The treaty stated that Germany would lose land, most of its army, and would no longer be recognized as a leading power. The Treaty of Versailles halted Germany's advance to the most powerful empire, but it set the foundation for World War II, where Germany tested the leading power's resolve.